Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. I was just recently thinking about how fast time moves. Yep, it does. I saw on Facebook a friend of mine, his son has recently graduated with his master's in engineering. I won't tell you what type of engineering, but I remember that guy was just in high school. How did 6 years go by so fast? I mean, master's degrees, you got to have 4 years college and then 2 years of your graduate school. How did that time go by so quickly? It moves quick. I'm not kidding, man. I mean, next thing you know, that kid will be working for years. And you're thinking it just happened, right? Amazing. Yep. Then I kind of thought about it for myself. If it's been 6 years, what have I done in 6 years? I've been doing this YouTube channel for that long. How long have I started this YouTube channel? 2019. Yeah. 6 years. He's been doing his college work as long as I've been doing this YouTube channel. That's amazing. How many videos have I made? Well, between the two channels, well over 1,000 something. 1,200, 1,300 maybe? I don't know. Something like that maybe by now. It's a lot. Yeah. So then I was thinking too about how will people remember you? I mean, I started this channel. Well, not this channel. This is the More from Russ channel. But I started the Russ is Right channel just so that I have some videos so that my daughter would always remember what her dad looked like and sound like. And then if she had kids, then those grandkids would know what the grandfather sounded like and looked like, right? So that was the whole reason I started it, is just to put a little bit of legacy back there so that they would remember me. Because I was always the guy that was always behind the camera taking pictures of other people, not the guy in front of the camera. So somehow I got in front. And my friend, whose son just recently graduated, he was the guy who actually started me thinking about, getting in front of the camera. Because he kept saying, Russ, you need to get in front of the camera. I said, no, I'm the guy behind the camera. He goes, no, you need to be the guy in front of the camera. Somehow he saw that I would have an ability to be able to be a personality in front of a camera. I didn't see it. I didn't think I was able to do that. I said, what would I talk about? What would I do? He goes, it doesn't matter. Just find something that you're good at and talk about it. Now I talk about everything. Now you can't shut me up. See, this is the problem. I blame him. He was the guy that started this whole thing. Yeah, time really does fly. Yeah, and I get reminded too, because my channel eventually turned into a knee replacement channel. It didn't start out that way. Everything seems to evolve, right? Started out as just a way for me to have something down so that they could always find me and hear what I sounded like. Because I wish I had some stuff of my own dad, that I could listen to and look back on. Other than photos, but back then, that's all you really got. I mean, unless you had Super 8 movies or something. Remember way back then? Super 8? Let me know if you guys had Super 8 movies. 8mm movies, Super 8mm movies. Or if you recorded VHS tape. I do have some, I think. I'll have to look back, see if I can find something. That was when Daughter Wright was born. Yeah. I have some, I think. I gotta find that. VHS tape, beta tape. What else did they have? VHS C. What else was there? Super beta. I don't know what it was called. Was it called super beta? I don't know. Anyway, so it started out just for something so that I would have something that people could look back and see you when you're gone. Then the next thing you know, it turned into a knee replacement um, channel. And then after that, it became an e-bike channel, which it still is, right? But I started this More From Russ channel simply because I says, I don't want to just talk about e-bikes for the rest of my life. I do other things besides e-bikes, right? And then I found that, just keeping it on one channel never worked out for most of the YouTubers. That's why they all start secondary channels, because they have the same thing. They found a niche that everyone associates them with, and that's all that channel's ever really known for. So then you start a second channel so you can do other stuff. So that's why I've always said that the More From Russ channel is about anything I feel like talking about, and anything goes on this channel, because I don't want to be locked into anything anymore. If I want to go and do a food review, I go and do a food review. If I want to go to a museum, I go to a museum. If I want to sit and talk in a car, I sit and talk in a car. That's basically what a vlog is, if you think about it, right? Your daily log, video log, vlog. Well, here's the thing, okay? Here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Because that, as I talk to different people and they find out that you do YouTube stuff, people are always usually interested how you got involved and how is it, how do you do it? Let me say this, if you are in the same boat that I was, where you kind of said, I have nothing for people to remember me by other than maybe some photos and stuff, I wouldn't mind leaving something behind so that one day if I'm gone, it's kind of a gross thing to keep thinking about, but it's going to happen eventually. Having some video of yourself is not a bad idea to do. The only problem with YouTube, okay, well, it's not really a problem, but it could be, is if you become a public figure where everyone kind of knows you. Talk about that in a second too. That's not for everybody, okay? Sometimes people kind of like I didn't know that this fame would get to that point, or I didn't know that they would expect this of me, or people would constantly berate me on comments or something. There is that danger. Okay, now, having said that, this is what you can do. You could record yourself and leave everything unlisted. In case you didn't know what that is, that means the only people who can see it are the people who have the link that you give. So for instance, if you wanted to create a YouTube channel just for your family, either immediate family or family who doesn't live with you and they're maybe in a couple of states away, you want to be able to let them see what you're doing, or they couldn't make the party and you wanted to let them see what happened during the party, that kind of thing. You could start a YouTube channel and do that, and nobody will see it except for those who you tell the link is this, go watch it. It's called an unlisted video, all right? I'm sure YouTube doesn't like that for everything if the entire channel was always unlisted, but there's nothing they do about it I don't think they stop you, because I have a number of unlisted videos that I just allow family members to see. Like if we do a private party somewhere and I says, yeah, we kind of nice to record it, I'll record it, and then for those who couldn't make it, I just, hey, go here, take a look at it. Maybe it was a baby shower, maybe it's what other things have we done? Like a Labor Day party or whatever it is, right? I just say, hey, I recorded it, I stuck it up there, okay? Then they can see it. You could do the same thing for yourself, for your family. You could say, when I'm gone, they will always have those links to be, unless YouTube shuts itself down and shuts down, in which case then everybody's stuff gets lost. But I don't see that happening. YouTube is so large at this point, I see it continuing, and that's why I started the channel in the first place. So I'm just kind of sharing that with you, okay? Because people ask me all the time, how do you do it? How do you get started? I'd be happy to talk about that if you want to find out how to do it. It's not hard to do. I mean, you don't have to be an e-bike channel. You don't have to be a vlog channel like this where you're just simply talking about your thoughts for the day or whatever. But maybe you want to do that, or you just want to record family events, or maybe something that you want to leave behind that'll always be there for people to check if they want to, all right? And then the rest of the world doesn't see it because it's unlisted. Think about that. It's actually not a bad thing to do. So now, as far as it getting out of control, yeah, if you open your channel to the public, like mine is open to the public, then you leave yourself open to anything, you know, because I get comments all the time, you know, especially on the Russ is Right channel, where people will always say, yeah, how come you don't stop at stop signs? I get that all the time, you know, or you're a bad influence because you don't stop at stop signs, you know, I get that all the time. Or I don't like your channel, you laugh too much. I'm okay. Anything that they can come up with, they're gonna come up with. So you have to have a thick skin if you decide to open your own channel, okay? Publicly, that is. I mean, your family's not gonna. Okay, maybe your family does that to you still too. But let's hope not. But maybe they do. Yeah, you have to have a thick skin. I mean, there was a time before when people would say, you want to watch my home movies? Who watches home movies? You see what I'm saying? And now, if you think about it, people on YouTube, that's all they're showing you. They're showing you their home movies. All right, some of it's more professionally edited. But essentially, hey, here's my vacation. I went on a trip to Hawaii, you know, and then they'll put it out there. People watch it. People watch almost anything. I've told people about YouTube. They'll say, well, what do I do? I says, think about what you're good at, or think about what you would like to talk about. Here's the things I've always said. If you want to be a YouTuber, you need to be able to do. You got to be able to talk. If you're boring, yeah, nobody wants to watch you, okay? You got to be able to talk. If you have good communication skills, if you're an interesting personality, okay? If you can come up with ideas of things to talk about or to do, if you have a little bit of technical skills, because you're going to need a little bit. I mean, you do have to record it. You do have to edit it to a point, at least. It doesn't have to be totally edited, but to a point. I don't do a lot of editing, as you know. And then you have to have a little bit of some computer skills to be able to do an upload, right? Then you got to know some of the basic stuff about YouTube, right? You know, what are their rules? You know, they don't allow copyrighted music on there. Otherwise, they'll shut you down. You put 3 videos with copyrighted music, they'll shut you totally down. Yeah, that's why we're always careful about, you know, putting any type of copyrighted music in the background. You know, some basic stuff like that, you know. Can't be vulgar. You know, you can't record pornographic stuff and put it up there. You can't do any of that kind of stuff. All right, but you know, if you think about it, if you do decent things, and you know, it's not offensive to people, yeah, YouTube will pretty much let you put anything else up there. So, but again, we can talk more about that if you're interested. All right, if you're interested in those type of things, put a comment, let me know, and we can talk more about it. I mean, it's just a topic. You know, not everyone's going to be interested in that, but others will tolerate it. You know, just to find out how you do it, even though they may never do a video about it. But let me know if you're interested. We can talk more about it. I'm happy to let you know and help you, tell you some insights on how to get started, because really it's something people can do. It doesn't cost them anything other than the cost of the equipment, of course. And hey, everyone's got a cell phone. You can record off of a cell phone, and that becomes your medium of recording. And then most people could even edit it on their cell phones at this point and upload it from your cell phone if you wanted to. So really, most people have the tools to actually do it. I mean, will it sound as good? Yeah, maybe not. You know, will it look as good? It might look as good. A lot of people use their cell phones to, you know, a lot of the food reviewers, a lot of them use their cell phones. Yeah, it's easy. You just hold their cell phones and walk around with it. Piece of cake. So a lot of us actually have the gear to do it already, if you think about it. So it's just a matter of the decision to do it, or the decision of what to do. You know, what should I talk about? All right, anyways, I'm here at Costco, so I'm pretty much done for today's video. Hey, if you like the topic, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in that, or you're thinking about it. Let me know. You know, if you want to find out more about certain things, ask me. You know, how do you do this, or what? You know, what's involved with that, or how do I set up the the account for YouTube and stuff. Hey, most of you guys already have an account. If you're already commenting on my videos, you kind of already have an account. All you have to do is just set it up to download. Why is this guy walking so slow in front of me? So yeah, most of us have the ability already to do it. So why is this guy's car like that? Is this guy done? What is he doing? I think they're in an accident. Let me back up here. This is not good. I mean, they're jammed up the entire thing. As long as there's nobody behind me, I'm getting away from them because they're not moving. Got to find someplace else to park. All right, I'm good for today. Hit the like and subscribe button on your way out and let me know in the comments. Talk to you guys next time.